Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, Conversations and Cocktails with Brilliant Women, the podcast where we uncork the stories and insights of exceptional female leaders from all walks of life. Our goal is to serve up wisdom, tips, and inspiration, and to support each other in rediscovering ourselves and what sets our souls on fire. We'll also share personal memories, paired with friends and a favorite beverage. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe that the best stories are served up over a glass of wine or a cocktail. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. I meet a lot of brilliant women at networking events, and Lori Stevens is no exception. We learned we have a connection in common. MK Mueller, speaker, educator, and author of 8 to Great, The Powerful Process for Positive Change. I'll include links to her website and TED Talk in the show notes. The program is a roadmap for creating success and includes concepts like 95ing, where you strive to feel at least 95% of your happiest and best self, because when you feel good, you're in a better position to do great things. Other concepts include seeking forgiveness of the past, gratitude for the present, and hope for the future. There's much more, and I highly recommend the book for anyone looking to create positive change in your own life. Lori and I both have been through the 8 to Great coaching certification program, and Lori applies these principles in her career, mentoring and advocating for young people, including those with special needs. After listening to her, I think you'll agree that everyone needs someone like Lori in their life. She's doing amazing work to bring hope to kids at a time in their lives when it can make a great impact. And if you're an educator, thank you. Thank you for all you do to make a better future for our kids, and in turn, for all of us. Here is Lori Stevens.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Lori.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. I'm well.
Great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
And Thanksgiving week, too. You want to be healthy this week and see everyone and enjoy it.
My mom's coming down from, she lives up in the Panhandle, and she's coming down, and her immune system is compromised. So she already started taking antibiotic last week so that she could make sure that her system could handle being down here and being around all these germs. It's terrible.
Good.
But
anyway. No, that's good that she's protecting herself and ready.
Yeah. That way we get to spend time with the mama.
That's right. Do you have children at home?
No, I do not. I have a grandchild who is turning 18 next month.
Oh, no way.
I do. Turning 18. My son is
fun.
38. He just turned 38. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he lives locally. I have 2 brothers. Yeah. So I'm local. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Right.
Gosh. Well, it's so great to meet you. I'm grateful to have a connection with you. And you also are an 8 to Great coach, right?
I am.
That's super fun. I love MK.
Yes. Isn't she amazing? She's just amazing.
She is. Oh my gosh. Her TED Talk was just fire.
Yes. Well, she is just fire. You go through the training and you have master trainers that train you, but then on the website, when you're a certified trainer, you have access to training videos, and they're of MK giving the talks to audiences, and she is always just on fire. She's amazing. Even though she says basically very similar things in different audiences, I could sit in her audience and listen, because in the moment she just has the answer. So I love MK.
Yeah.
I'm talking about MK in the interview because she's been pretty big in my life in the last year. So.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her energy is always positive and supportive, and she's just always present.
Yes.
She's always
give you an interview.
I haven't asked her yet, but she's been on my list since I started podcasting.
Okay.
And I just have not reached out.
I will put a bug in her ear, and I bet you she'll.
I will reach out to her too. It's just, she's one of those dream interviews,
and I bet you, I don't know for knowing for sure, but I would bet that you'll say yes.
Yeah.
She's just so gracious that way. Yeah.
It's been a number of years since we connected, and she I hired her to do a training for my elite leaders on my team back in the day when I was doing direct sales, and she came to my home and presented, and it was just fabulous.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's been a while. So I hope she remembers that. It was fantastic. My team is still talk well, my former team. We're still friends and they still remember it. And it was an amazing experience. So
It's
yeah.
very impactful. It changed my life. What's interesting is even though I've done a lot of the things in her book and in her program with my
Mhm.
own coaching with my students, it was like when I read the book and then did the training, it was, oh my gosh, here's everything that I do already in a package. And
Yeah.
what she talks about is that what was it that here's that one time after a talk somebody came up to her and said, you tell us all the ingredients but you don't give us the recipe. I need a recipe. And that's where
Huh.
the book came from.
Okay.
Yep. So I had
Wow.
all the ingredients, but her book is the recipe, and it's helping me do better in my business.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's very cool. It does break it down into a very a plan that you can
Yeah.
follow.
A
So
manageable, it's a process. And that's
yeah.
how we talk about it. When we talk about it, it's an 8-step
Yeah.
process. So it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just
So
here's the program, here's the process that goes with it. So
right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
And for my listeners who may not be familiar, we're talking about Eight to Great, and this is by M.K. Mueller. She's an amazing author, and go find that book.
Yes, it's on Amazon
Yeah.
go to 8togreat.com, the number 8 to t.to and then great
Yeah.
.com, and you can purchase it from there. After you do, please go on Amazon and give it a review because if it's not life-changing to you, we need to do a book study.
Yeah, it is a very, very good,
Yeah, yeah.
good book and thought process. So yeah, and so you are using it in your day
Coaching
to
practices.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
use it for myself and my students. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay. So Lori Stevens from Powerful Education Solutions. Growing up, I always knew I was supposed to be a teacher. That was just, it was
Mm.
my thing. Instead of being outside playing hide and seek and tag and stuff like that, which was not my gag. My gag was I was inside, I had all my stuffed animals and I had them lined up and we were playing school. I was teaching school. I had my little whiteboard and I wrote in scribble, which was cursive, and
Of
this is
course.
my thing.
Yeah.
I always knew in class which kids needed help. I just instinctively knew. And
Yeah.
somehow I always managed to finagle myself to sit by them. When I was in high school, I remember in many classes knowing the kids that forgot to turn their papers in or forgot to bring
Uh-huh.
their pencils. And I would walk past them to turn in a paper and I'd say, hey, if you give me your paper, I'll go turn it in. So I helped them remember to turn their papers in. I just always just kind of naturally did those things.
Wow.
When I was no longer working I worked for a CPA and tax attorney, and I got laid off.
Okay.
And I went
Hmm.
to school. I went back to work at a school that I attended, which is locally here, SAISIS. It's a teen parent program.
Okay.
SAISIS, I think, is Greek for pregnant. Because on my
Oh,
17th birthday, I found I was pregnant. And then less than a month later, I was married. And then when I was around 21 is when I went to work at SAISIS. And since I went back to work there after going there as a high schooler, as a caregiver, I always had the kids in my group that had special needs. It was just, I always gravitated to those children.
oh, wow.
So, as I said, I knew I was supposed to be a teacher. I knew it, right? So
Hmm.
when I got pregnant at 17, I thought, oh, there goes my dream of being a teacher because I'm
Oh,
going to go to
wow.
college. But when
Hmm.
I went and worked at SAISIS, one of the requirements was I had to take 3 college classes to get what's called, at the time, it still is, a child development associate. But it was only 3 classes. Well, I did that with a young family working a full-time job. I went and I took the 3 classes and I realized, well, if I can do those 3 classes, I can do college. So I did. It
Mm.
took me a long time. It took me like 4 or 5 years just to get my bachelor's. But that
Uh-huh.
was working full time as a mom and a mother, or a wife, running a household. And so I did all those things.
But by the way, that's less time than it takes now normally.
Well, to be a teacher, and then when I started the program, I realized that I did gravitate to those kids that need my help.
Yeah.
And I got my special ed degree as
Okay.
and then I got in the classroom, and I was in the classroom for 6 months and started my graduate program because I realized what they taught me in teacher school,
Mm-hmm.
how to teach reading, it wasn't what
Uh-huh.
the kids needed. My kids
Oh.
needed me to really understand how to teach reading, and I didn't. So I went back and got my master's as a reading specialist because with the kids, that's what they needed. The
Uh-huh.
school district was using programs that I just didn't wasn't excited about. And if I wasn't excited about it, there was no way my kids was going to be excited
Mm.
about it. It
Mm-hmm.
was just
Mm-hmm.
really very scripted, very challenged. Anyway, so I did that. Well, after that, I didn't like the public system. It was hard
Mm-hmm.
because in special ed, we were the redheaded stepchild, if you would. We
Mm-hmm.
were in the last portable at the end of the
Oh,
board,
yeah. Yep.
and we got no resources, and we were always the last to be included. And I was really just kind of disgusted because I couldn't run my classroom the way I needed to.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger. Kids need love. They need that
Yeah.
affection, and you're not supposed to do that. So I started in private. I started at a private school, not as a teacher, but as a program director. And that was great because I got to interact with the teachers, the kids, and parent. It was what I was used to, and I loved it. Then the CEO left, and I had a choice. I either step up into her position or I help hire somebody that comes in, I train them, and then I take orders from them. My ego, and I will admit it was my ego, said, I'm doing the job. I've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I never should have done
Wasn't a
that.
right fit.
No, I am not that person. I'm not.
Okay.
It's running a business, and I was not trained to run that business.
Right.
I
Yeah.
was an educator.
Mm-hmm.
So I was way out of my league. It was a not-for-profit. Many people on the board couldn't put hands on and help. They just weren't a very active board. So there I
Mm-hmm.
was all by myself.
Yeah.
The last year I was there, I was sick 9 times, 9 times
Oh,
for three
your
days.
body was telling you something.
Yeah, my body was saying, this does not work for you.
Yeah.
The stress was outrageous. And
Wow.
I, in all of that time, where I got my joy was I joined Toastmasters.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Toastmasters, if for those in the audience that don't know, is a public speaking leadership program. And I got bit by the bug big time. I used to get up when I was in the private school. I would get up every quarter and be in front of parents. And my voice would, and
Oh,
sweat
yeah.
would run down the back of my legs and down my fingertips. It was
Yeah.
horrible. But I wanted so badly to be able to communicate in front of a group of people. So I
Mm-hmm.
joined Toastmasters. And the first meeting, they called me up for what's called table topics, which is where you talk for 1 minute. You're given a topic and you try to talk for 1 minute,
Okay.
right? And my topic was water. Talk about water for 1 minute,
Okay.
right? You think that's easy. I had 15 seconds under my belt and I'm like,
What else is there to know? It's wet.
dead in the water. I had nothing. But the people in the club were so awesome. They started throwing questions at me.
Oh,
Do you
that's
like water
great.
in the ocean? Do you like to take a bath? Do you take a shower? Talk about. So they got me to my minute. And
Yeah.
when I realized I could do a minute, I signed up. Right. And
Uh-huh.
I'm a go-getter. So I did everything I could do in Toastmasters, went, leadership, did the competitions. And when I started Powerful Education Solutions, it was genuinely, truly 100% to be a paid public speaker, to share what I knew, to get out in the
Mm-hmm.
world and share it like this. And in this kind of dynamic, I'm amazing, right? I can talk all day long. You put me in a spot where I'm trying to write and I get really academic and I get very boring. It
Oh,
doesn't flow as well. I don't do as
oh,
well. So
okay.
anyway, I convinced myself that I needed stories. I needed stories to go out and do my public speaking. So I really built my business serving families and children as an
Mm-hmm.
advocate. So an
Mm-hmm.
educational advocate. I went through child advocate, I went through several iterations of title and I landed at educational advocate because I'm not a
Oh,
parent advocate. I'm not advocating for the parent. And when you
uh-huh.
say child advocate, people think court. I'm not a child
Oh,
advocate. I'm an
yeah.
educational. So I'm advocating for this student's rights in their education, right?
Okay.
And I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to start
Super
spouting
important.
law, but I do
No.
understand the process for an IEP and a 504 and how to get those kids help. And so I help families get help at school. I'm also a school success coach. So I work one-on-one with students every week to work on executive functioning skills,
Okay.
short-term, long-term memory, auditory processing, visual processing, how to get through things quickly, what the roadblocks are for them in their own minds, what tools and tips and strategies do they need to be successful. And I have some students who roll in, they pick it up, and they're gone after it's one school year, and it's awesome. And then I have other students that walk in, and I'm the one adult in their world that sits for 1 hour a week and undivided attention on them. And
Oh, wow.
only time they get that, their parents love them, they're involved. It's
Uh-huh.
just not the same. I don't judge my students. I don't
Uh-huh.
beat my students up. It's all about, what do you need? How can I help you?
Wow.
And they feel supported. So some of them hang out for several years. I had one student from third grade and he graduated 2 years ago. So I had him for a while.
Wow.
And it's just that I understand them. We know how to work together. I know how to get
Uh-huh.
work out of them. So yeah. So that last year I was at the private school. I remember the last time I was sick, I was at Girls Inc. giving a talk and I was sick and had no business being there. The whole way there, I'm praying, okay, God, this is all you. This is all you. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I got an hour and a half. I know you got this though. You got my back. Penny, I walked in the door and I was good.
Oh,
I was good. I
yep.
didn't cough. I didn't sneeze. I was good for a whole hour and a half. But at 1 hour and a half, 1 hour, 30 minutes on the
Uh-huh.
dot, it came back, it hit me, and I started to feel
Wow.
coughing come up. And I said,
Uh-huh.
thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's my time. I'm out.
Peace out.
Talk to you later. I literally grabbed my stuff, walked out the
Mhm.
door, coughing my head off.
Uh-huh.
Proceeded to be in bed for 3 days sick. And the whole time I was like, it's time to go. It's time to go. I knew
Yeah.
it was time to leave my job, and I did. Um,
Wow.
and Powerful Education Solutions was born.
Hello, friend. Let's be real. When's the last time you did something just for you? Enter Wine Camp 2026. We're talking wine tastings, fire pit chats, sunset dinner cruises, and zero cooking required. Just show up, sip something fabulous, and reconnect with the version of you who loves adventure, sisterhood, and a glass of local Riesling in hand. Sweet, dry, or both. No judgment here. We're heading to New York's gorgeous Finger Lakes, July 31st through August 2nd. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Secure your spot at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp. Don't wait, room options are limited, and my crystal ball says we're going to sell out. Bring your besties or fly solo like the fabulous free spirit you are. You'll leave with new favorites either way. Wine Camp 2026 is calling. The only question is, are you in? Find out more at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
That was in 2011.
Okay.
Yep, it was the end of the school year, and I left at the end of the school year, and I started Powerful Educations in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's great. I mean, clearly there's a need, and
yes.
clearly your body was telling you all along that,
That stress was just not mine.
yeah.
No, I don't handle stress well. So yeah. So that's really my basic story. Yeah. And that's how it
Yeah.
started.
I've heard over and over again, especially recently, that when you have your body reacts to that because your mind, your mouth, your actions are saying yes, but your soul is saying no. And that's when our body kind of shuts down or gives us a little, it starts with a little tap, tap, tap. One thing I hear from female entrepreneurs all the time is that they don't want to feel salesy. They don't want to bug their friends and family, and they don't want to hustle and grind for sales. They may have received some bad advice telling them to post more on social media. So they post and they post and they post. And that doesn't feel good. So they either stop, are inconsistent, or don't convey the right message. I'm Penny Fitzgerald, and I've been training women entrepreneurs for more than 18 years, leading one of the top 3 direct selling teams in my former company. And now I'm providing my proven language, systems, and tools that will help you serve your customers rather than feel like you're selling or like you're constantly working. I've put together a 3-day free live event to teach female entrepreneurs a radically different way of running your business, so it's not running you. A way of doing business that's in service of others, one you can be proud of, where your customers will love you, and one that helps you reach your goals. I'm holding this event starting on Monday, January 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. You can save your spot by going to my website. That's pennyforyourshots.com and click the green button at the top labeled Save My Spot. Or just text the word SERVE to 319-448-3545 and I'll text you back that direct link. This course is normally $297, but I'm offering it to you for free. Don't miss your opportunity to shift your business from selling to serving. I hope you'll join me, and I can't wait to toast to your success. Cheers.
Yes, ma'am. I've actually had to start paying attention to the tap because it became a poop, poop, poop.
Exactly. A slap in the face, and then eventually you'll get the boulder, but
yeah. Yeah. And as my business has evolved, the tap, tap, tap has been there. Like it's time to add something to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right now, like I'm getting the poop, poop, poop. It's time for me to add to what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I've been doing this a long time. And it's just time to add. And I think it is time for me to get out and start speaking and sharing what I know more. And I think Integrate is a great platform for doing that. So that is what is happening in the next year. I'm going to get out and start sharing.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an important piece, I think, because there is a lot in here that my students have taught me that sharing with parents and teachers, I think would be valuable. I remember one time, my student, she was new, and we were talking about, how it goes at home. And I asked her, I said, so is mom a yeller? Yeah. She was hesitant to admit it, but she's like, well, yeah. I said, is mom a nagger? And she goes, well,
who among us is not?
Right. And so, we talked through all of that, and I said, well, what does it all look like, and blah, blah, blah. And so when we walk out, I always walk out and speak to the parents and share what we did, what we worked on, and what I expect for the week. And I said, so mom, I said, are you a yeller? And she goes, yeah. I said, well, are you a nagger? And she goes, oh, yeah. And then she looked at her daughter, she said, see, we all have things to work on.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. She handled it so beautifully.
That is great.
Yeah, I really loved it. And then that opened up the door, to have more conversations like that. And I talk about the relationship, because I'm not just a one avenue or one path kind of person. It's a whole person, because all of it comes to pass to make a difference. And so I talk about energy and energy exchange within relationships. And with this particular family, I was able to demonstrate, and people have done this different ways, but I have these fake dollars, and I gave each the mom and the daughter $10 each. Right. And first I went to mom. I said, okay, mom, you just woke up from a great night's sleep and you're refreshed. You're full. Now, MK talks about this in the power pyramid, and she talks about 95ing. Right. But how I was talking about this to my family was, okay, so you've refilled your energy tanks and you've got $10 now. So mom, the first thing you think about is what when you wake up in the morning? Oh, here we go again. I said, so give me $1.
Oh, wow.
Right. So now she's down to $9, and she's only been awake 30 seconds.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? She goes, well, my feet go on the floor and I think I've got to go wake X up. And I said, okay, that's another $1 because that was negative. Right. And so within 2 minutes of her waking up and getting to her daughter's door to wake her up, She was down $4 out of the 10.
Ouch. Yeah.
It was definitely ouch. I said, okay, in this moment, Mom, what's one thing that could happen that would get you some energy back? And she said, well, if I open the door, and she was already awake. I said, okay. I said, okay, we're going to push pause there. And then I switched over to the daughter. And I said, okay, you had a great night's sleep. You had $10. You got refreshed. Your energy is solid. The first thing you do when you wake up is what? She goes, I think.
Check my phone.
Yeah, it's like I turn the alarm light off and say, oh, all I want to do is go to bed. I said, well, how much energy did that she goes, 2. So she's already given up 2 just waking up. And I'm like, oh my. So we go through it, and this was interesting. I said to her, I said, okay, so Mom yells at you how much? She gave $1. I said, and now Mom yelled at you again because you're late. How much? $1. So now she's already down to like $4 before she gets to school. And now I give this scenario. I'm like, okay, so now you walk into class and your best friend is mad at you and walks away. How much energy does that take? She threw in the rest of her money.
Oh, wow.
She threw in 4. Mom goes, really? Really? I'm mad at you and it's only $1, and she's mad at you and it's 4?
That's what she took from that?
That's what she got. Yeah. Well, that's not all she took from it, but in that moment, she's like, really?
Wow.
So that was also eye-opening. So just one little activity, the two of them got to see how each other is taking each other's energy. And then, of course, I flipped the question to the daughter of, well, in this moment, what's one thing that could get you $1 back? She goes, well, my friend could apologize. I was like, okay. I said, and so she, she got to a couple of things where she could do things for herself to get that energy.
Good.
But that was after working with her.
Of course, it's a process. Yeah.
So, kids are like this. And we have to try to get them like this so they can start seeing more.
Get your power back, like MK talks about. Yeah, you give away your power when you're expecting your energy to come from someone else.
Yes. Or even allowing them to just giving that energy away. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone has a negative bias or negativity bias, and it takes work to turn yourself around.
Yes. So yes, I have introduced 8 to Great to my students, and the students that can handle it. I have 3 loaner copies that we talk about. I ask them to read a chapter the next week. If they bring it back, we talk about it. And as long as they read it and they bring it back, I do not charge them for the book. And it's always, well, what did you find interesting in this chapter? And it's very revealing how many students don't even know how to dream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
So what's the dream here? What's the picture? And what was interesting is what's the dream here? Oh, I want to make all A's and B's this quarter. What does that look like? Okay. And they can visualize the report card. I said, okay, here's the question, because we say conceive it, believe it, achieve it, right? So get the idea, conceive it, then believe it in your heart that you can achieve it, and then you will achieve it. So the question that I asked was, well, do you believe you can make all A's and B's? Nope, sure don't. So that's where my work starts, is helping them get that picture back and that dream back of what does that look like for me, and we don't go big. We don't go big, because if they can't even see small, how do we get to big?
Baby steps.
If they do go big, I go there with them, because I don't want to squash that. And I want to use that as the builder, but we can start small. We can start small.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Get there. Yep.
Yeah.
So my main focus is on executive functioning, and working with students to help with those particular skills. And I work a lot with students with disabilities such as ADHD, autism, and learning disabilities.
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting. Many people don't realize that, okay, so attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, or ADD, however you want to look at that, anxiety and auditory processing disorder will look very similar in a student. Okay. So auditory processing is the student hears the words, they go in, the students process these things, and it takes them a while to process the language and come up with, oh, what did they just say? Okay. So you have to give them think time. People with anxiety are in their head thinking about, oh, I wonder what they think of me, and oh, I hope they like my hair, and oh, I hope I don't have anything wrong with, those kinds of things. Those are superficial, but there's other anxiety, and they're all in here. And then there's ADHD, where they're thinking about a million different things, and they're here and they're here and they're here and they're just everywhere. So the teacher walks in and says, "Good morning, class. Get your morning work out, put your name on your paper, and begin. You've got 5 minutes."
Oh gosh.
First student, person with auditory processing, heard the words, "Good morning, class. Get your morning work out." They're still processing good morning. They're not really catching up on, they start doing your bell work or whatever. So now they're going, "Oh crap, what did she say? What am I supposed to do?" Okay. Well, then the kid with anxiety was in their head and didn't start listening even until the teacher said the third sentence. So now they're looking around like, "Oh no, I wasn't listening. What am I supposed to do? And what if I do the wrong thing? And oh my God, what am I going to do?" The kid with ADHD was in their own head and they were over here doing 18 other things, thinking about a million other things, and they didn't hear the teacher start talking either. So now they're going, right? So all three students are in the same predicament, but they handle it a little differently in that some internalize it and some externalize it. The internalized looks like shut down, like not working, not beginning, not asking for help. The externalizing will look like off-task behaviors, being loud, being distracting in class, playing, those kinds of things, because it's easier to do those things than to mess it up, right? I'm going to do it on my terms, not your terms. So I try to share that information with people so that they understand, like, okay, is this anxiety or ADHD? It doesn't matter. It's a moment that we need to step back and support them and help them in the moment.
Yeah.
Instead
Well,
of,
and anxiety, I mean, on a clinical scale is, much different, but I don't know anyone, especially a kid, that wouldn't have anxiety at a certain time in their life. Because I mean, that's a part of your development, is that comparison starts in junior high, and you want to fit in and you want to be, it's more important to belong
yes,
than to
especially
stick
in middle
out.
school. Yes.
Yeah.
In middle school, the beginning of high school, towards the end of high school, they've really started to come into their own and they feel
Yeah.
comfortable in their own skin. But that's because they've been through it, because
Yeah.
they've been through it. But middle and high school are rough. Middle
Yeah.
school is my favorite. I love them.
Mm.
I really do. They're my favorite because they're starting to figure out who they are, but they're
Yeah.
still willing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
You get to ninth grade and they're like, "I know who I am and I don't need you." And then
Okay.
10th, 11th, they'll come back around and go, "Well, maybe."
Yeah.
So yeah, those middle schoolers, and actually middle school and college students are my favorites, because
Okay.
I'm at a point in my career where I want to work with students who want to do the work,
Yeah.
right? The parents that bring them in here and say, "Here, fix my kid,"
Oh gosh.
that never works. It really doesn't, because it takes two.
No.
It really, I mean, it's a relationship.
Yeah, there's more to fix than the kids.
Yes, yes. So, everybody's talking about it, COVID 2020, it really put a hurting on our children. It really
Yeah.
did. And for a couple of years now, they've been telling us we're not okay. They've been telling us this through their behavior. I mean, last school year, we had several schools that went through lockdown every day for 2 weeks because there was a bomb threat. There was some kind of physical violence threatened. There was something going on
Wow.
in high schools. I mean, and this was actually across the nation. We had in something like this last year. This year's been a little bit better, but our kids are telling us we need help. We don't understand what's happening, because during COVID, when we went through lockdown, no one could fail. No one was allowed to fail. If you showed up, even if you didn't show up, you didn't fail. Teachers were not allowed to fail you, period. So then, we went to the transition year where some was in class and it was hybrid. And then we still weren't allowed to fail. And then when we went back to full-time school, everybody's like, the adults said, "Okay, we're going back to normal."
What is that?
What is that to a kindergartner who
Yeah.
started with masks and screens? What is
Yeah.
normal?
Well, and what's normal? I mean, I can't imagine being a teacher through all of that too. They had to
We're
pivot
asked
and
to do
figure,
a lot.
well, we all had to pivot. We all had to pivot and figure something out. But teachers have this added late. Oh my God. I just admire teachers so much because they are forming our future.
They
All
are,
of it.
and their hands right now are being bound by a lot
Yeah.
of stupid rules. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just said that, by a lot of stupid rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's some of the rules are to protect our children, but it's just silly to me.
Yeah.
When they passed the law about books can't be
Yeah.
in classes without approval, but then the approval process isn't clear. How do you get it in? So the Aid to Great book, we can't get it approved for schools in Florida.
What?
Exactly. Exactly. Because nobody knows the process. Nobody's willing to help us with that.
Oh my
We
God.
could be changing lives in schools with
Yeah. For the
and
better.
Intake has for the huge better because Intake
Yeah.
has a masterful curriculum for elementary, middle, high
Yeah.
school, and
Oh, of
adults. It's
course. Yeah.
amazing. That it's ready to go. We could get it in schools.
And it's all about managing your emotions and being able to process and being able to
Resilience. Resilience
yes,
is the word.
those are skills that you need.
Yes. We used it in Life Skills Prep Camp this summer. That is what I do for the summer is I have Life Skills Prep Camp. And that came from, working one-on-one with students. We would have a conversation about something that was happening and we would talk about tools and skills and I would teach them and they would have it. And then the following week they would come in and say, so how was your week? And they would give me a story about something that had happened. And I go, well, remember last week when we talked about that skill, we learned that new skill, whatever it might be. They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, that would have been a great time to use that skill. Oh yeah, right. So what I realized is I needed a group dynamic to help them start applying what they were learning with me. And so I created Life Skills Prep Camp. And this past year we used Aid to Great throughout. And so one of the things, the first one is get the picture. Highway 1 is get the picture, which is what is one of your dreams? And then you have to conceive it, believe it, achieve it, right? And one of the activities we do is the potato activity, where we take the potato and we take a straw and we put it through. All of my students got the straw through the potato because they believed they could. And that was huge. What was interesting was one of my counselors, the first time could not get it through. She couldn't. She tried so hard. I gave her a new potato. She truly didn't believe she could do it. And she never did it that day. And she cried. She was really upset. She's like, all the kids could do it and I couldn't do it. Ah. And I'm like, and I worked with her on her own belief system and belief in herself. And the next session, because we do 3 2-week sessions, the next session, we did the potato activity again. And she got up there and I said, do you believe you can do this? She goes, yeah. I said, are you sure you can? She's like, yeah. Because you do have to kind of put some energy behind it. You can't just go, right. You have to. Ah. So she's like, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3. And we all counted her and she went, rah, and it went straight through. She's like, and she's again. I was awesome. But we use it with them and we started every morning with 3 gratitudes. We went around the room and what 3 things you're grateful for. And even the kids that were nonverbal, that didn't want to participate in most things, they participated in gratitude because the light was shown on them.
That thing in gratitude, if you just do that one piece of the book, you're so much farther ahead. The 3 gratitudes every morning cannot be the same.
Nope. Yep. I did that with my mom for 30 days. And it was interesting. It was interesting. She's like, how long are we doing this? I said 30 days, Mom. And what I loved about it, I got really creative. So I love my morning coffee, right? So you can say, I'm grateful for my morning coffee. And then the next day you can say, I'm grateful for my first taste of coffee. And then the next day you can say, I love the smell of coffee brewing. So it really also taught the kids, I was able to show them how to expand on a topic and be grateful for dig deeper, many different aspects of gratitude of the same thing. It was a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that will take you so far. I mean, you start your day off with 3 gratitudes. You are, that's way better than thinking, oh my God, I got to go walk down the hall and
argue with my daughter about getting up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And that is a thing, unfortunately, for many parents. They have the routine, they have their schedule, there's the expectation, but every time it's the same thing. It's the same argument because the kid doesn't want to, and they're going to experience. And it's frustrating working through that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It becomes a habit. And then you get into this routine that it's what you do.
Yes. And even when you're tired of the routine and you know it's not good, you're still kind of just
it's comfortable.
Yes. A therapist, a friend of mine, Sue, said people won't change until the pain of change is easier than the pain of staying the same. That was that just thinking about it like that. Yes. I remember in my 20s, my mantra was, I don't like change. I don't like change. I don't like change.
Yeah, most people find it very hard, but
yes.
everything changes.
I know, but as
choose your choice.
Yeah, as a 20-year-old, you'd think I would be on that, but no, I wanted everything to be, I don't like change.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't find out I have ADD until my 40s. So that really shone light on a lot of my history and like my self-confidence or lack thereof.
Yeah.
My self-doubts, my all of those things I didn't realize because growing up, I was born here in Florida, but we moved up to Indianapolis, Indiana. And about the time I started kindergarten is about when they really started pushing desegregation in Indianapolis, Indiana. So that was in 1975. Well, around 1975 is also when Public Law 49-162 came in. And that's when the special ed law came into play. And so that's really looking into schools, right?
Okay.
And you would have thought desegregation would have started before that. And
that's did. What it baffles me.
But it wasn't really in earnest. But when I started going to school, I am telling you, in my neighborhood, we had a bus full of white children that got shipped to the inner city. And there were 2 white children to 20 black children in a class for second, third, and fourth grade of my education. I was the only white girl, and then there was a white boy, and his name was Danny. And when I would come to school, I was the anomaly. I was the one that was different. I went to school knowing how to read. They had never seen a book. I was in the lowest socioeconomic school there was. So needless to say, no one realized I had ADD. No.
Okay, back up a second. They didn't have access to books.
No, they didn't have books in their homes. Most of them did not at the time. Nope. So my older brother, 2 years older, taught me how to read. So when I went to school, I mean, reading was just something we did every night and every day. And so I went to school and I knew how to read. So I was teacher's pet. Of course, all my teachers were white and I was the only white girl in class. So I was a teacher's pet.
Oh my goodness.
So none of the other kids liked me because I was the teacher's pet. And plus I was smart. So I was bullied most of my elementary years. But it was okay because I lived in my own world, having ADD. I would live in my own world. And when they were playing dodgeball or kickball, which I was really not good at, and no one ever picked me for their team, I would
Same girl.
Yeah, I would walk around and live in my dream world over here, just creating my own friends and creating my own situations and figuring it out. And that could have completely derailed me. It could have, but it didn't. It actually, when I moved back to Florida, whenever I was in a class with Black people, I gravitated towards them because I understood them. It's who I grew up with. So, and then I just always helped everybody, but they were my friends because that's what I understood. I remember in second grade, I had hair so long I sat on it. Right. That's how they knew who I was from the white boy. Well, my mom convinced me to get my hair cut. And at the time, Dorothy Hamill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So sitting on it.
I remember that haircut.
Up here. Yeah. Yeah. My mom, it's going to be so easy to take care of. You'll love it.
Yeah.
There's a picture in the family album of my older brother, me, and my younger brother. Arms around each other, laughing, sitting close, long hair. Come home 2 hours later. Both of my brothers oriented away from me, arms crossed. My older brother didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. Go to school the next day and everybody goes, oh, look, we have a new white boy in class. Notice my hair is not short. I've never been able to have short hair since then. And I'm 55. When I got my first divorce, I was like, I made an appointment with the hair salon. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I cried the whole way there. Couldn't do it.
I can't blame you. I don't like the way I look in short hair either. I put it up a lot, but
I don't even know what I look like in short hair anymore. I just know that I personally have a hard time thinking about even doing it. So
wow, it's amazing how our experiences shape us.
Yes. And, I know that more goes into it than the first 7 years of your life, but those first 7 formative years are so important.
So important.
And so many people don't understand the importance of it because they don't understand what's happening. So we come into life, we're a blank slate, right? We have our DNA codes and stuff, and we're eventually, that's going to create part of who we are. But environment, we take information in, we create meaning around it, and then it becomes our belief system. So we talk about an infant, right? I feel this feeling in my tummy. Wah, wah. Mom comes, checks my diaper. Okay. Didn't do it. It's still there. Wah, wah. She gives me food. Oh, there it is. Now the story I tell myself is when this feeling comes, if I go wah, wah, mom comes and takes care of the pain in my belly and fills me up. Well, next day it's dad's turn. Wah, wah. Dad comes, checks the diaper. Well, I checked his diaper. They should be fine. Well, the feeling's still there. Wah, wah, wah. I'm going to intensify. And dad figures out, okay, I'm going to give him a bottle. Okay. So I feel this feeling in my tummy. What do? I wah, and somebody comes. Right. So now they've learned how this works. Okay. That's just a simple example. So now in their belief system, as long as that happens repeatedly, they understand mom and dad take care of me. If I make this noise, people come to take care of me. So this goes on for 7 years. Here's the problem, the first 7 years of life. We, as the people interacting with this infant, don't know what stories they're building in their heads. We don't know what belief systems they're building by what they're seeing unless we speak into their world. And many people don't speak into their world and help form what they're believing and telling the stories because they don't know. So when I'm working with students and I'm hitting on a belief system that is stopping my students, we try to get to where does that belief system come from and how can we shift it so that we can now have the dream and believe that we can have it and take full responsibility in all the things from 8 to great. So
yeah, it's important.
It is. It's a lot. And, kids don't come with a parenting manual. And here's the thing. We go to 7-Eleven to get a job. We have to get training. We want a driver's license. We need training. We want to do just about any job in the world. We have to have training. But there's no...
Except the most important one in the world.
Right. There's no required training to be a parent. Now, I've always said, I don't want to tell you how to raise your kid. I don't. What I want to do is give you information on what you do and how that impacts your child so you can make informed decisions raising your child.
Yeah.
Especially for kiddos with ADD. Because here's what happens. The stories that we tell ourselves growing up and the belief system that comes from that is we're wrong, we're stupid, we're bad, we're screw-ups, we always do it wrong. That is our self-talk. Because people with ADHD get like 20 times more negative feedback than typically developing kids. Okay.
Wow.
So someone could say to me, well, I do it this way. Right. And what I might hear is, you're so stupid. You couldn't figure out how to do it that way. That way's so much better. Now, that's not what the person said, but because of our programming and our belief systems, that's what we hear. So because I've done the work, I understand that what they're saying isn't what I'm hearing, and I can get to the middle of what's being said. That's also what I hope students do, because they're not always there.
Yeah. That active listening and empathy, and you come from a unique perspective having some of those struggles. So that's amazing.
I do believe that's why I connect well with my students and I help parents understand, because I've been there. I've been there and done that. I had the experience of living the experience as well as on the other side of it, because of course my son has ADD. My granddaughter has ADD. It's hereditary. And it's interesting, when I realized I had it, the first thing I did was looked at my parents and thought, well, my dad had it.
Yeah, you can recognize it.
No, it wasn't dad. No, it was mom. It was mom. But dad had a learning disability that was undiagnosed.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So After getting into my position and doing what I do, I realized mom has anxiety. She has a lot of anxiety, but you know, her era, that's not what that was called. And
Yeah.
you didn't talk about those things.
No. No.
And she also had sensory issues, which
Mm-hmm.
I have sensory issues. And the
Yep.
only way I understand what mom is going through is because I'm going through it. And so I
Mm-hmm.
asked her, you know, hey, this is what's happening for me. What's happening for you? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that's a sensory issue. She's
Okay.
like, oh, so I'm helping generationally as well.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps when we understand.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. So, you know, I run my business and I have my summer stuff. Um, and then things that light me up are things like plants. Plants.
Plants.
I love
Okay.
plants and
You
gardening.
garden.
I do. And this is new for me because I used to kill plants. I had a brown thumb. If I had a plant, it died. But honestly, I know I didn't pay close attention and I didn't really do the
Oh.
research. And I always thought, oh, well, all plants need sun and all plants need the same amount of water and they need the same kind of soil. So here you go. And I had a friend have a supposition that when we finally learn how to take care of ourselves and start healing ourselves, that's
Uh-huh.
when we can start nurturing other living
Oh.
beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was about the time that I started doing the work on healing myself that I started my passion for plants.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it made sense to me.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it does. It does. And so I was working with somebody and she says, Lori, do you have any green in your office? And I'm like, no, it's a real low light office. And she said, there are low light plants. Go get green and put
Uh-huh.
it in your office.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, to have something living.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I did
Hmm.
that. I went and went kind of crazy with it. But anyway.
That's
And
so
I
good.
really did. The next day, I felt like my office just felt crisper and cleaner and like,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And so it's like there is really something to all of that. And
Oh, yeah.
so my joy on the weekend is playing with plants. That's what I call it. I have
I love it.
bonsais. I have different bonsai
Ah,
trees, and I like
yeah.
clipping those and shaping them. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same thing working with students, right? Do an intervention and see it thrive, see it
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, plant it, water it, nurture it, see it grow. And that's what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
with my students. I just do it in
Oh,
a different way,
that's
um,
great.
with a lot less feedback.
Yeah. 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 Little guesswork in there.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, I can't believe it's almost been an hour. We've been chatting already.
Yes.
At the end of every conversation, I like to bring it back around because cocktails bring us together a bit and glasses of wine. What's your favorite beverage? What do you like to drink?
Of late, it has been vodka and
Mm.
cranberry juice. Yep, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm heavy on the cranberry, heavy on the
Uh-huh.
cranberry.
Yeah.
But my vodka cran, I haven't had one in a while because I was not feeling so well. But yep, vodka cran,
Uh-huh.
I like to do a toast with.
Nice.
And if it's not that, it's Mick Ultra.
Oh,
Yep,
sure. Yeah.
yep, yep. I tried to step it up a little bit. Do a Riesling wine with some cran, but I can't even drink wine straight. It has to be watered down
That's
with
okay.
cranberry.
That's okay. You know, I bet that would be fantastic with Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes,
A
yes,
little Riesling with cranberry in it. Uh-huh.
it would. I have some in my refrigerator chilling
There
right
you
now.
go.
Yes, yes. So we'll have a little toast and
That
enjoy our
sounds
Thanksgiving.
delightful. Yeah, good. Good, good, good. Do you have a favorite memory with girlfriends and chatting over a nice cocktail?
We started about 2 years ago, a group, there's four of us. And we go on trips together and
Oh,
we
nice.
deemed ourselves the Mango Paws tribe. There's a funny story behind it. One of the members of our tribe was talking to a 7-year-old nephew or something, and he came up and he says, I don't understand. What's up with this mango pause? Meaning menopause. He had heard
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
menopause somewhere, and he said, I don't understand what's up with this mango pause. And we
That's
keep telling the story.
hilarious.
We were toasting our drinks, and we laughed so hard that we decided we were the mango pause tribe.
That is perfect.
It is. It's wonderful.
I
Uh,
love
we
that.
we go and we sit and we have our drinks and we play euchre and we laugh. Crimes against humanity. We just play games and just laugh. We don't have to go anywhere special. We just
I
play
love
games and
it.
laugh and tell stories.
Hmm. Yep.
It's interesting about growing up. I have brothers, male cousins. I had a son. I had male animals. I'm more masculine than feminine. But about 10 years ago, I just got this download in my brain that said, it's time to start building a tribe of strong women.
Yes.
And I started connecting more and making friends with women and
Oh,
in all of that. And it's been a true blessing. It's been a true
that's
blessing
very,
to have.
yes.
So I would encourage everyone, if you don't have your tribe, find your tribe and make sure it's full of feminine energy that worships that and celebrates feminine energy, because we need the balance of masculine, feminine. And I'm so masculine dominant. I love my feminine time.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's so important to connect with girlfriends and support each other and lift each other up and
Yes.
share all the things.
Yes. And don't be the cliquey female thing.
No.
The loving, supporting, compassionate, I'm here
Yeah.
for you person. Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I got goosebumps.
Awesome. Penny, this has been so much fun. Thanks for
Yes,
having
it
me.
has. Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. So, Lori, where can people find you if they want to connect with you and learn more?
Okay, I've got two websites. I've got powerfuleducationsolutions.com. I know it's long, but powerfuleducationsolutions.com or lifeskillsprepcamp.com.
Okay.
Both of those will get you to me. I'm on Facebook. I do have an Instagram. So those are my go-tos.
Very cool. I will include those links in my show notes and in my emails out to my people too. So you can
Awesome.
find it there.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I looked forward to having other conversations with you, and I'll see you hopefully
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah, January for sure.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap on another spirited episode of Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I hope you've enjoyed the intoxicating blend of wisdom, wit, and wonder that these incredible women bring to the table. Check out the show notes for links to resources referenced in today's episode. And remember to subscribe and raise a glass with me every Thirsty Thursday as we continue to serve up inspiration, celebrate resilience, and reignite the passions that set our souls on fire. If you've loved what you've heard, please share the podcast far and wide and leave a sparkling 5-star review to let me know your thoughts. It would also help tremendously if you would visit pennyforyourshots.com and subscribe to learn when new episodes are available and pick up my free recipe. In the meantime, remember that your story deserves to be served and savored. Cheers to your brilliance and of women everywhere. Until next time, keep sipping and experiencing life's extraordinary moments. This is Penny for Your Shots, signing off with a clink and a toast to us. Cheers.